Hey class, this is Mrs. Lynn. Welcome to another week of remote learning. I hope you guys had a good week last week and a good weekend. It was sad that I didn't get to see you on Friday because the teachers were in teacher training all day, but hopefully you had a good week and a good weekend, and maybe you got to go outside a little bit to enjoy the sun. So last week, you guys were supposed to get started on working on your time capsule using Google Slides. And I'm going to go ahead and check some of your work tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday. I'm taping this video on Saturday. But hopefully, you guys were able to get your 2 pages in. Remember, you were supposed to work on the cover page as well as the All About Me page for the time capsule. So I saw a couple of your projects and they look great. So I'm very pleased with that, what you guys have been doing. I'm very proud of you. But this week, we're going to add 2 more pages to our time capsule. So hopefully you'll get a lot of chances to practice inserting shapes and resizing and repositioning shapes and images, and that you're having fun capturing these memories for this time. So let's get started. The first thing you're gonna do is to open up your project from last week. Now, remember, I said in the video last week to not turn in your project as you're finishing up the first 2 pages. And the reason for that is once you've turned your project in, you cannot make any more changes to it unless I return it or unless you physically unsubmit the file. So a couple of you did turn it in, but that's okay. I think I've gone ahead and just returned the files to you. So you should be able to go into your file this week and edit it. So how do you get into a file in Google Classroom that you've already edited or you've already started to work on? So the thing to do here is to go into your classwork tab. Now I'm logged in as a demo student. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to get into work that you've already started. Now you're going to log into your 3rd grade computer and library class. Okay, then you're going to go right to classwork. Now, what I've done for this assignment is that I'm not going to create new assignments week after week. Everything will just be added to the assignment called Remote Learning Weeks 4 to 6, my 2020 Stay at Home Time Capsule. Okay, so it will always be under this very top assignment. But what I've done this week is add 2 more images um, for you to look at. Okay, and these 2 images are the new pages that we're going to be adding to our time capsule. Okay, so let's look at that first. Okay, so this is the video that I showed you or I attached last week. After I'm done with this video that I'm shooting right this second, I'm going to attach that video in this on this page as well. So you're actually going to see 2 videos, right? Here are the files that you've seen from last week, the All About Me page example, and then a template, right? The teacher template. The 2 brand new images that I'm going to show you is right here. This first one is a page that we're going to be adding today about your community. So you're going to try to insert an image of a house. And under that, you're going to have a text box of some sort that says where I am living during this time. Okay. And I'll show you how to do that in the demo later. Okay. But you're going to have this top half of the page with a house. And then the bottom, and again, you don't have to do this exactly the way it is, but the prompt is what things are you doing right now to help you feel connected or have fun, okay, outside. So you might be doing things like chalking your sidewalk in your neighborhood, or maybe you are putting those bears in the windows for your neighborhood friends who are going on a bear hunt. So, what are some things that you're doing to help you feel connected to your community and also help you get outside? Okay. Um, and then how are you connecting with others? So there's three prompts on this one page. The next image I'm going to show you is this "How am I feeling" page. Okay. And again, these are just example prompts. The title will be "How You're Feeling," but you don't have to have all these elements. Okay. I know this is a lot to put on a page for you since you're kind of new with shapes and all that. So if you feel like it's really hard to keep all these elements on one page, you definitely don't have to. Just pick maybe two or three to put on your page. Okay. But on this page, you're going to record how you're feeling at this moment in time. So you can have a word bubble that says words to describe how I feel. Okay. You may have one that says what I've learned most from this experience. Okay. I'm most thankful for. Okay. So even though we're living in these weird times, there's got to be things you're thankful for. Right. So record those feelings because 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you might come back to this digital time capsule and really appreciate reading about what you were thankful for. God has given us so much during this time, guys, and just try your best to come up with a couple of things that you want to thank Him for. Okay, so those are the two pages that we're going to work on. So, what you're going to do is to get into the file that you've already started working, right? You don't want to start a brand new file because you want to keep adding to your file. So, right here on the right hand side is where you're going to see your file. Okay, so this is a document that we already started working on last week, and I'm going to go ahead and go into it. Okay, so that's how you open something you've already started. You're just going to click on the file on that right hand side. All right, so this should look slightly familiar. I have actually added to it, okay, just to show you. It's going to take a minute to load because there are so many things on my first and second page. And sometimes it takes a while for all the images to load. But this is what you should have when you first open up your Google Slides file that you worked on last week. You should have your first page already done, right? And then you should also have your About Me page. Now, again, your page will not look like mine because you might have different things that you decided to put on your All About Me page. But this is what I've had so far. Okay, so all I'm going to do from this point on is to add two pages, right? So I can do that from here. I can add a slide. Okay, now I can add it right from this plus sign right here. But you know what? Let me turn on my little mouse highlighter. But instead of just pressing this plus button, I'm actually going to click on this drop down box because I want to actually just add a blank slide. Okay, I don't want to add anything that has text elements already on there because I'm going to be adding those elements. Okay, so this plus, right next to the plus sign where you can add a slide is where you're going to add this um, blank slide. Okay, so what I would do is maybe just add two blank slides right off the bat. And now you have two that you can work in. Okay, all right, so instead of working in this demo student file, what I'm actually going to do is go to my teacher sample, okay, because on my two example pages already loaded. Okay, so this is my teacher sample. As you can see, I already got my two blank pages added. Okay, and I've also pulled up the example um, right next to it so I can have a reference. Now you won't have this on your blank slide, but that's okay because I've posted the example files for you to look at. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and enlarge my pages a little bit. That way it's a little bit easier for you to see. Okay, so the first page for this week that you want to be working on is the My Community page. Okay, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on doing the title because you already know how to do that using word art. Okay, but I want to show you how to get this house image on there. Okay, and actually maybe this line because I don't think we've talked about lines before. Okay, so how do you think we get this house image on? Okay, so what we're going to do is insert an image, right? Insert image, and we're going to go ahead and search the web. Okay, now it pops up the Google image search, and what we're going to search for is a house, but we don't want just any house. Well, let's see what happens if I just do a house clip art. Okay, so a clip art is anything that's like a cartoon drawing. I can even say house clip art black and white. And then here's our house. Now, the thing with these houses is that it's really hard to put any text on it unless you choose something simple like this one. Okay. So there's one I might be able to use. Okay. What I was going to suggest is if you want to go ahead and when you click on the search, the web button, instead of just saying house clip art, maybe you can say house outline clip art. Okay, and this is just good practice for us to use really specific keywords because that will help us narrow down our search results. Okay, so let's try that search house outline clip art. Okay, so that's 3 keywords, and let's see what we ended up with. All right, so as you can see, some of the images from before also has popped up, but now my first image is actually a nice outline of a house that I can use. Okay, and I also kind of like this one. Okay, so I'm going to let you choose what you want to do. Okay, but I'm actually going to go for this one, the first house. Okay, ooh, and I see that I'm just going to double click because my video is blocking the select or insert button, but you know it's down there. You can also just double click and the house image should be inserted onto our page. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to leave a little room on top for my title. Okay, and again, I can resize this, right? Because it's just a image. I can reposition it. I can make it like fatter if I want, right? Squatter. Um, and then the prompt is where I am living during this time. So you can actually insert a text box right underneath that. Oh, I already have a text box underneath. Okay. Or if you want, and again, this is your page, this is your time capsule, so you can do whatever you want really in here. You can do it right on top of the house. Okay. Um, and then you can write, let me change my font so it's nice and big for you to look at. Just choose the Comic Sans font. Okay. So you can say, I live in, or you can say, I am living in Rochester. Now, this is me, right? Rochester Hills, Michigan, during this time. Okay. Um, Again, you can center this text if you like the way it looks better. I'm going to say my family and I are living in Rochester Hills during this time. Now you see that I might have to adjust the size of my font to fit everything into the house, right? Or you can adjust the size of your house. Okay, so whatever works for you, it's fine. Remember to use that middle red line to help you line everything up. Okay, so that's something you can do. You might also just put this text box under the house. And then if you want, I know some people might want to use shapes to kind of decorate their house or design what their house look like from the outside. So if you want to do that, you can, but you don't have to. It's whatever you want for your house. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just move my text back into my house. And that's how you basically put text over your house. Now, the tricky thing about having one object on top of the other is that you have to be careful the order in which you insert your objects. So right now, because I inserted my house first, my house is going to be on the very bottom layer, okay, of my page. And then I'm adding my text, right? So my text is going to be on top of the house. If I had done it the other way, the house is actually going to show up or cover. So if I had done it the other way, the house is going to show up basically on top of the text and you won't be able to see your text. So just be careful the order in which you lay down your things, right? So if it's an image you want the text to be on top of, then do the image first. Okay. All right. Um, you know how to do shape boxes already, so I'm not going to show you that. But this prompt is fun, right? What are some things that you're doing to connect with your community? Okay. Now, what I do want to show you on this page is this line. Okay. And I think actually on the next page, you'll be using lines as well. The line is can be easily inserted again under the insert menu. Okay. If you go to insert, and then go all the way down to where it says line. Okay, you can insert different kinds of lines. Now for this, we're just going to go ahead and insert a regular line. And then you'll see that little cursor turn into a cross or a plus sign. And that's where you can click on the page and drag to make your line. Okay. Now, you have to be careful to make that line straight. So a little trick I've learned is that when you're dragging that line, just go ahead and click on the shift button and it'll make it pretty straight. Okay, so there's my line. And again, with any other object, just like every other object, you can change the thickness of your line. So if you want to change it to like something really thick to divide up those two half pages, you can. Again, you can change the style of the line to something like a dash line or however you want, right? But that's pretty much it for this page. You need your title, your where you're living during this time, and then a box that tells me what you've been doing to connect with the world or with the community. And then you are ready to move on to your fourth slide. Now, this slide is using everything we've used and practiced so far, right? You have your word art title and then lots of little shape boxes that you can use. How would you get your a picture of your face up? Now, if you have pictures of yourself actually from this time, try to insert that picture, right? So instead of doing a clip art from just somewhere random on the web, you can try to insert an image of yourself. Okay, so let's try to do. I don't know if I have any photos of myself on this computer, but you would basically try to insert an image the same way you would insert an image from the web with a little bit of a difference. So let me show you really quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and click insert image. Now this time, unless you know that there's a photo of you somewhere on the internet, okay, you're going to use upload from computer if the picture is from your computer, or maybe you have a camera that you can take a picture of yourself from the webcam, or you can find the picture on your Google Drive or Google Photos. Okay, so it just depends on where your picture might be. So let me show you how to do all of these, I guess, okay, because I don't know where your pictures are. All right, so let's try the first step, which is upload from the computer. Okay. Now, on my computer, there's a lot of pictures of me, but you're going to have to try to find it on your computer. Now, this is might be something you might need help from your parents because it is a little bit tricky. Okay. So, gosh, I don't, oh, there's a picture of Mrs. Lynn. All right. So maybe I'll do that picture. Okay, I just happened to find one. Okay, a lot of times your pictures may be under, if you look on the right, left hand side, there's usually a pictures folder. Okay, oh, and there you go. See, I have a couple different pictures of Mrs. Lin. All right, so let's do this one. I think this is the most recent. It's from last fall. So I'm going to go ahead and click open. And then I'm going to resize it because I don't need my picture to be the whole page of my slide. All right, so there's a pretty recent picture of me. Okay. And then it says words to describe how I feel. So once you have your picture, you can fill out those boxes. But that's only one way to get your picture, right? Let's try another way. So insert image. Another way might be if you have a Google photo or if your parents have Google photos, that might be a place where you might find pictures. Let's see if we have any pictures there. Oh, I have a lot of pictures of students working. So I might not find a picture of myself. Hey, I see some third graders there. All right. So, but as you can see, this is how you would do it, right? If you have some pictures in Google Photos, that's how you would find a picture. And it would just be, again, clicking on a photo, okay? And then actually double clicking it, and it will just be inserted onto your page. Okay, so I'm going to close that because there's no pictures of Mrs. Lin there, just my students. All right, let's see if there was another way that I want to. Oh, another way, and this is something you probably need to get permission for, is to just take a picture of yourself if your computer has a camera. Okay, so my computer has a camera, but right now I think it's being used by the video, so I don't know if it will work. But you can click on the camera, okay, and Google's going to say, hey, can I use your camera? And you're going to say allow if that's what your parents are allowing you to do. And then there's my webcam, right? And then the little button here, let me take a picture. So I'm going to go and look into the camera and take a picture. Okay, and there it is. There's my photo. So if I'm happy with that picture, I can just go ahead and click insert. And then there's the photo of me. Okay. So those are, I think, the only things that are really new this time. Inserting a picture, you already knew how to do. Inserting text on top of a picture, which is pretty straightforward. Inserting a line, okay, and then inserting a picture from your computer. This might be the trickiest part because you have to know where your pictures might be on your computer. Okay, so that's all for this tutorial. Remember, this week you're doing 2 pages, the community page with a title and a couple of writing prompts on that page, and the how I'm feeling page um, with the title again, a picture of yourself, okay, and then some of the writing prompts. You can choose to do all of the writing prompts if you feel like you can handle the workload, or just do 2 to 3. Okay, and again, when you're done, don't you don't have to share it or turn it in, because when you do, then you won't be able to edit it anymore. Okay. So hopefully that's pretty clear. If you have any questions during the week, please feel free to reach out to me. You can email me and request a Zoom meeting, or I'll probably talk about this a little bit in Friday's Zoom meeting as well. Okay, but have fun with this. I hope you have lots of memories that you can put into your 2 pages. And remember, you can access your file in Classroom or Google Classroom under the same assignment that had already been posted last week. All right. Again, have fun with it. I can't wait to see some of your projects, and stay safe this week. I'll see you Friday. Bye.